Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we start I wanna put a disclaimer. This isn't a hate video in any way, and isn't meant to bash anyone. This video is stuff that me and my subscribers dislike that toxic K-pop stans do. I asked you guys to send me what you dislike that toxic K-pop stans say or do. You can criticize, but don't put out hate. There is a big difference between criticism and hate. Anyways, let's start with the video. I've seen this so many times. When I watch a music video of any group and you go take a look in the comment section and see comments like, that fandom supporting that group that isn't their faves. Nothing wrong with that, right? The thing is, why do you need to mention from what fandom you come when you watch a music video of someone else? It seems like people wanna show that they are not one of the toxic or negative people in their fandom who don't like that artist, but it's so unnecessary to mention what fandom you're in. Just watch the music video and support the artists without commenting from what fandom you are. Or I don't know if you've seen this, but some people make live videos of the view count on groups' music videos. There is nothing wrong with that, but some people go in one of those streams comment, yes, this group is so much better than that group, but it happens the other way around too. Other people go into the live stream of the group they don't like and mention their faves, while downplaying the group whose live stream they are under. If you have Twitter and are active, I think most of you have seen this happen. When something bad happens to a celebrity and some people make these tweets saying, maybe if he or she stand this group then that wouldn't have happened. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen, and it makes my blood boil like crazy. That behavior is just straight up disgusting, and these people don't do this as joke, because they do it when someone dies, or get into an accident. I can't believe that some people even dare post that. That's straight up having no respect. Whenever people on the internet give an opinion about something and others don't agree with it, they start hating and being rude to that person. And I'm not talking about toxic opinions, because I don't support negativity, but for example stuff like, I prefer this person's voice over this other idol, and people go calling the person all these names, saying they are deaf and more disrespectful things. It's just an opinion. Some people need to calm down. Same thing happens when you say that you dislike a particular song and people attack you for saying that you dislike it. Some people need to chill. If we all liked the same stuff the world would be boring. Not everyone likes what you like, and you need to accept that. People these days are scared to say what they think or what is on their mind because of people like that. I'm not saying you need to agree with the opinion of that person, because you have all the right to disagree with an opinion, but no need to start attacking or bashing someone for it. Having an opinion is fine, and there's nothing wrong with it, but we all have to accept that we all have our own opinions that may be different from each other. The word overrated is used so much that it has lost its meaning. Calling someone overrated is saying that that person or group has more popularity than it deserves. All idols deserve to be popular and deserve their hype. Did you all forget how hard each one of these idols had to train to even make it to debut? And what I've noticed is that people think that trainees under the big three don't need to train as much. That's absolutely not true. You have to train your best if you're from a big company or a small one. In the bigger companies, you have to train very hard to get a spot in the debuting group, because they have so many trainees in these companies that if you don't work hard, you can get overshadowed by other trainees who'll make it to debut and others don't. Trainees who are under smaller companies have to train hard too, because it's harder for them and will take more time to get known by the public. They have to be very good, or else people will easily look down on them because they come from an unknown company. Trainees from both situations need to work immensely hard. You don't become an idol by just snapping your fingers. This was a requested topic that you guys wanted me to talk about. I don't mind it when people ship idols, but sometimes fans go way too far with it. I have my own limits on what I think is too much and what's not. For me, people making fanfics, I don't mind it cause I don't read them lol, but edits is what makes me cringe sometimes. If you edit groups together like for an achievement, I don't mind that, but have y'all ever been on Pinterest or Twitter and seen these cringe edits of two idols being edited in one picture, where they make them kiss or hug? I wish to unsee so many of those. For me, that's the only thing that I hate about shipping, but you also have those shipping stands on Twitter that make tweets like, Jungkook is so much better than Taekook, and they can take that way too for sometimes where they hate on an idol if they are being in the way of their ship. Those are the only things that I dislike about people shipping idols, but other stuff doesn't bother me that much. Some crazy shippers start to ship idols who look at each other for a millisecond. Imagine those idols seeing that. They won't dare to look at others again, because some people make such a big deal out of it. Nothing wrong with friendly shipping about their friendship, but some people take that way too far as well. This is from one of my followers on Instagram and I totally agreed with what they said, so here we go. They messaged me saying that when a guy puts on a resting bitch face or blank expression, he gets called hot and unbothered, but when a female idol does so, she gets called a bitch. Sorry for the use of words. And that's so true, and I didn't really notice it before, but now that I think about it, it really is like that. We all know that stan Twitter is a negative place, but the amount of tweets who have male idols in videos having a resting bitch face or rather a blank expression and fans calling him hot and all that, I don't have a problem with that, but then the same stans under a tweet of a female idol having the same face expression as the male idol and those stans call out that female idol for acting rude and all that. You can call hot any face expression that you want, but don't go comment saying that the male idol is hot and that the female idol is rude, because they literally have the same expression on their face. I don't get how people can make such difference. You know those posts where big accounts who put out music news and all make a post about a K-pop group winning an award, or having high sales, views or records, or even just getting nominated for an award. And the amount of people under the tweet being hateful to that group who is mentioned. The amount of posts that are about a group, but in the comments you see stans from other groups making replies that doesn't have anything to do with what the post says, and who it is about what they do, is mention their faves, and being hateful towards the mentioned artist. But on the positive side you can have some replies saying, for example, another fandom congratulating them and saying that they joined their group in having that record. Just an example. Also, when a group reached an amazing and big goal, you have all their fans celebrating, and rightfully so, but some are dragging other artists into it in a negative way. Why drag another group down when their faves have just achieved something big? Stans should be celebrating it and not using that opportunity to bring others down. I've talked about this topic before. It's normal to have a bias in a group, the one you feel connected to the most, but hating on all other members of that group, but just supporting one member is messed up. With solo stans I mean those who support and love one member of a group, but hate and make disgusting posts about the other members of that same group. You can have other stans who also do it the other way around. Some love all members of a group, but hate on one of them. Like if you have a group of 6, they would love 5 members and hate that 6th member. Another situation is when solo stans fight each other. The ones who stan only that idol from that group fight the ones who stan the other idol from the same group. I don't get how you can even love only one member and make such disturbing posts about the others. Some solo stans even want that one idol that they hate to leave the group. Most pop groups have a good chemistry between them, and hating one member is gonna hurt all members of that group. Don't call someone who has a bias in a group a solo stan. Solo stans are the ones only loving one member and hating on the others. This was requested a lot for me to talk about, and that is calling yourself a K-pop stan when you only stan one or two groups. I don't mind people stunning only one or two groups, and I can see why it gets people triggered that those call themselves K-pop stans. If fans stan two groups, but listen to K-pop songs in general from all different groups, then I think that is a K-pop stan. But only listening to music of two groups or just one, and saying that you stan K-pop doesn't feel right to me, in my opinion. When you mention that you love K-pop, means you love songs from random groups. You love K-pop songs in general, not caring who they are from. Like if a group who isn't the one you stan is having a comeback and you go listen to it and download it when you like it, is what a K-pop stan is to me. Being a K-pop stan doesn't mean you have to stan all groups too. I personally stan 5 to 6 groups, but listen to songs of basically all K-pop artists, and even if I don't stan a group, I go listen to their songs and support them. So I get why you guys think it's weird for someone to say that they love K-pop when they only listen to 1 or 2 groups. They could perhaps mention that they love that and that group, but not K-pop in general. Whenever a K-pop fandom puts out hate against another group and those fans say stuff like, "Why doesn't that artist educate their fandom?" It's not that artist's fault that their fandom acts like that. They shouldn't be the one educating their fans, in my opinion. I think the fans themselves need to educate the fandom. It's not an artist's job to be responsible for what the fandom does. Artists themselves already deal with a lot, and having that responsibility of their fandom on their back is not rightfully placed. Another topic is when people hate on a group or dislike a group just because they dislike or hate the fandom. It's not the artist's fault that their fandom is being hateful and disrespectful. Don't put that blame on the idols. They didn't do anything. I personally stan a group, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but I don't associate myself with the fandom. When I first got into K-pop, honestly I was like this, and I know that it's hard to get over that. I used to not want to try out some groups because of the fandoms. I didn't hate any group. I just didn't want to give them a try because of their fandoms. That's the biggest mistake I've ever made. This situation for me has led me to stan or support a group without calling myself insert fandom name or associating myself with the fandom. I love artists as equal as people who are part of the fandom, but I just don't associate myself with the fandom. This is the end of the video. I know that there are more topics than this, so please leave them in the comments. I hope you liked the video, and please remember to be respectful to one another. We are all humans. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.